Hello, I'm calling you from heaven. The rapture occurred, and if you're still on earth, it means that you weren't ready. So if you look around and there's a lot of people missing, you'll know exactly what happened. You missed the rapture. So here I am in heaven, speaking to you from heaven, because I believed in Christ, because the rapture occurred. April Fool. This is the April 1st devotion for the day, Friday, April Fool's Day. Now here's the devotion. Well, we're in the book of Exodus, and we've seen the rod turn into a snake. We've seen Aaron's snake eat all of the other snakes. We've seen the Nile and all of the waters of Egypt turned into blood, and nobody could get a drink. And yet Pharaoh has still refused to let the people go. Now I think it's important to remember that God said God would harden his heart and he wouldn't let the people go. Nevertheless, we recognize that God is desiring to show Pharaoh and the people of Egypt those things that he can do, those signs that he can do, those miracles he can do. So after 7 days, he sends Moses back to Pharaoh. And he says, we're going to cover the land with frogs. And if you don't let the people go, we're going to allow them to get everywhere, in your houses, your ovens, all of your appliances, all through your houses. And of course, Pharaoh doesn't pay any attention. Aaron takes his rod over all of the waters, and he produces frogs, which are everywhere. Of course, the magicians are able to duplicate this, and they create some additional frogs. And after a little time, in verse 8, it tells us in chapter 7 that Pharaoh says, please, please, I want you to entreat your Lord to remove the frogs, and I will let the people go. And Moses said, okay. He said, tomorrow you'll know that there's no one like the Lord our God. And sure enough, the next day all of the frogs died. They were piled up. And Pharaoh saw that the frogs were gone, and he hardened his heart and he didn't let the people go. So what is the application to our lives? I think there's a couple pretty good applications here. Men of integrity keep their word. Pharaoh was not a man of integrity, and he didn't keep his word. I think it's also important for us to recognize that Pharaoh was one who responded to circumstances rather than recognizing the message that God was trying to send him. We need to be careful about that. Well, I think that today every one of us recognizes that frogs would be no terrible, terrible thing for most men, but ladies would probably have a fit. And when ladies get upset, you better believe it'd be better to be well, you know, don't you? Well, that's my thought for the day. Stay tuned for the rest of the plagues.